Welcome, everyone, to The Deep Dive. This is where we explore insights for living a stronger, more vibrant life. I'm Emily Johnson, your host and a health and wellness coach. And today we're doing a really special deep dive for our Healthy Men 70-plus listeners. We're tackling something vital for nighttime renewal.
It's great to be here. I'm Robert Miller, a senior men's health specialist. And I've worked for decades with men facing these very specific challenges.
And we're so glad to have your expertise.
Well, thank you. And I think what we're discussing today, it's really important. It's something that's going to hit home for a lot of men listening.
Absolutely, because today we're pulling back the curtain on something many men over 60, maybe even over 70 experience, but, well, rarely talk about. Those nighttime challenges. You know, energy levels dipping, sleep feeling restless, maybe a subtle drop in confidence that can just make you feel older than you are.
That's right.
But, and this is the exciting part, we're also going to uncover a surprising, totally natural solution, something that could genuinely change how you feel, maybe even starting tonight. So let's dive in.
You've really touched on something crucial there. When evening comes for men, especially over 60, things do shift physiologically.
Yeah.
It's not just in your head. The body naturally slows down a bit.
Right.
Energy might fade, sleep doesn't always feel deep or restorative, and that natural vigor you remember from younger years can feel a bit distant.
Yeah.
And it's not just feeling old. There are real biological reasons. Take testosterone, for example. It's so critical for confidence, energy, erections. Well, it naturally dips at night. But for men over 60, those dips can be, well, sharper and they can last longer. And that impacts your sense of vitality, the firmness, the reliability of erections. And then there's circulation. It tends to slow down a bit too. Blood vessels might lose some of their elasticity, So oxygen delivery isn't quite as efficient.
So that explains things like heavy legs.
Yeah.
Or maybe slower heart rate feeling. Exactly. Or a sexual response that feels less firm. Nights just tend to highlight these changes because your body isn't processing and circulating quite like it used to.
And layered on top of the physical, there's that emotional side too, isn't there? Nights are quieter, fewer distractions.
Yeah.
So those subtle physical changes can feel heavier.
Yeah.
That restless sleep or maybe feeling less sure during intimate moments, it's not just a small thing.
No, it's not.
It can really affect your confidence, your mood,
Yeah.
how you feel about yourself overall. I've heard men describe it as feeling like something vital is just missing, like the nights are kind of stealing their youth. These aren't just signs you're getting older, they're signals. Your body's telling you something important is needed, something needs addressing. It's kind of a strange situation, really. You see men spending, understandably, a lot of time and money on pills, quick fixes, hoping to get rid of these nighttime issues.
Right, looking for that magic bullet. Exactly. But often they end up disappointed or maybe dealing with side effects they didn't want. And all the while, there might be this really powerful natural solution just sitting there in the produce aisle even.
It gets overlooked.
It does. But it's a simple discovery. One single vegetable, if you use it the right way, could actually unlock better blood flow, help calm your nervous system, and really restore a sense of vitality you thought might be gone for good.
And that missing piece we're talking about,
Yeah.
it's beetroot.
Beetroot. Okay.
Yeah, this humble root vegetable. It's much more than just a side dish. Inside beets, you find these natural compounds called nitrates.
Nitrates, right.
And once they get into your body, they convert into something called nitric oxide. Now, this molecule is critical. It relaxes your blood vessel.
Oh, relaxes them.
Yes. Allows blood to flow more freely, more efficiently, all through your system.
And when blood flow improves, what does that actually mean for men over 60, over 70?
The changes can be pretty transformative.
Yeah.
For one, erections can become stronger, more dependable. Your muscles get more oxygen, so that heavy, tired feeling starts to lift. You feel more energy. And nitric oxide, along with the magnesium that's also in beets, seems to have this calming effect on the brain and nervous system.
Calming. So better sleep.
Deeper, more restful sleep.
Okay.
Exactly. I remember one patient, he was in his early 70s, came to me feeling just defeated. Restless nights, confidence was low.
Yeah.
I suggested he just try incorporating beetroot in the evenings. Simple as that. A few weeks later, he came back, and he was genuinely moved. He said, I feel alive again. My nights aren't draining me anymore. They're actually recharging me. It was really something.
Wow, that's a powerful story. But here's something I hear a lot, and maybe you do too. Men say, look, I eat healthy, I try to do the right things, but I just don't feel the benefits like I used to.
Oh, absolutely. That's a common
They're
frustration.
making good choices, but the body just isn't responding the same way it did years ago. Why is that? Why does our body seem to get less goodness out of healthy food as we age?
That's a really sharp question. And it's true. The reality is, after 60, maybe 65, our internal machinery changes. For instance, we generally produce less stomach acid.
Okay.
Our digestive enzymes might not be as strong. And the lining of the gut itself, well, it can become less efficient at actually absorbing the nutrients from the food we eat.
So even if the good stuff is going in.
Less of it might actually be getting into your system where it can do its job.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm.
And this drop in absorption really matters for nutrients vital for energy, potency, good sleep, things like magnesium, nitrates, antioxidants. Magnesium, for example, is key for relaxing muscles, calming nerves at night. But many older men just don't absorb it well.
Right.
The nitrates from veggies that should turn into that blood flow boosting nitric oxide, that conversion process can slow way down with age. I had a patient, mid-60s, great diet, but he told me he felt half as strong. He wasn't kidding. His body just wasn't extracting the same value.
So what's different about beetroot then?
Well, what's interesting is that its nitrates seem to bypass some of that digestive slowdown.
Yeah.
They convert more directly into nitric oxide. Plus, the way its magnesium and another compound, betaine, are packaged helps support the nervous system and sleep cycles effectively, even with those age-related changes.
It really sounds like our bodies send out these quiet warnings almost, and we tend to brush them off as just, normal aging.
That's the real danger, isn't it?
Yeah, these deficiencies, they creep in so slowly, you barely notice. Until one day, you just accept this new, lower level of energy or vitality as the new normal.
Exactly.
Are you, the listener, paying attention to those little whispers from your body?
That's the key question. Because these silent symptoms often go completely unrecognized. I've heard so many men say, well, I guess this is just what getting older feels like. But often, what they're describing is a body that's missing crucial fuel.
What are some of those common signs?
Well, erections becoming softer, less dependable, sometimes leading men to avoid intimacy because they're worried about, not performing. Then there's restless sleep, tossing and turning, waking up a lot, feeling tired even after a full night.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Low energy during the day, that general feeling of heaviness or slowness, even irritability or just a sort of sense of gloom. I remember one man, late 60s, telling me he just didn't look forward to evenings anymore.
Oh, wow.
Nights had become this reminder of what he felt he'd lost: strength, confidence, connection. He thought it was permanent. But really, his body was just crying out for restoration. These signs aren't a final sentence on your health. They're signals, powerful warnings that your body needs fuel, it needs renewal.
That's such a better way to look at it. Not an endpoint, but a call to action. Which brings us right to the practical side, the importance of precision. It's not just what you eat, but how and when.
Exactly.
We know beetroot is this amazing vegetable, but how you prepare it seems absolutely crucial to actually get those benefits we're talking about.
You're absolutely right. Precision is everything here. I've talked to men who say, oh, I eat beets, pickled beets from the jar, and they wonder why they don't feel different.
Right. Or maybe they boil them.
Yes. Boil them until they're super soft and kind of bland. Unfortunately, that process destroys the very nitrates their bodies need.
Ah.
These beneficial compounds in beetroot are delicate. Overcooking, especially boiling, just strips away those natural nitrates. They can't convert to nitric oxide then. And eating them at the wrong time might mean you miss that window when your body really needs that calming circulatory boost for sleep.
Okay, so what is the right way?
It's actually pretty simple, but you need to be intentional. Lightly roasting or steaming them is best. That preserves the nitrates and makes them easier to digest, especially for an older system.
Roasting or steaming. Got it.
Or another good option is fresh beet juice. And I mean fresh squeezed from the root itself, not the processed, bottled stuff you often see. That delivers the compounds quickly and efficiently.
And the timing. You mentioned timing is key.
Crucial. Consume it in the evening, ideally with your dinner. This helps relax blood vessels, improve oxygen delivery, and calm the nervous system right as you're winding down, preparing for restorative sleep.
So evening time with dinner.
That's the sweet spot. I had this one patient ate beets his whole life, pickled mostly.
Yeah.
Only when he switched to lightly steamed beets with his dinner did he see those profound changes. The firmer erections, the calm before bed, waking up feeling actually refreshed. It was the how and when that made the difference.
It's amazing how a small tweak can make such a big impact. And that really leads to the next point, doesn't it? Knowing this stuff is great, but
Knowledge isn't enough.
Exactly. We can talk about beets all day, but real lasting change only comes from consistency. It's like brushing your teeth, right? You don't do it once and expect healthy teeth forever.
Perfect analogy. It's
Mhm.
those small, repeated actions that add up.
Yeah.
So many people try something once or twice, don't see an instant miracle, and then just stop, fall back into old routines. But consistency is what allows your body to actually build on those benefits to restore what might have been declining over time.
So it's not about a magic pill, it's about steady effort.
Steady, consistent effort, providing your system night after night with the signals and the nutrients it needs, and it doesn't have to be a huge amount. For most men, a small glass of that fresh juice or a modest serving, maybe half a cup of roasted or steamed beets with dinner, is enough.
Half a cup. That sounds manageable.
Very manageable. You don't need to overdo it. In fact, too much can sometimes cause a bit of stomach upset, which makes it harder to stick with it. Consistency is the goal.
Okay, so start small, maybe half a cup cooked or 4 6 ounces of juice, and do it nightly with dinner.
That's a great starting point.
Oh.
I remember talking to a gentleman, early 70s, who felt really overwhelmed by the thought of some big diet overhaul.
Yeah, that can feel daunting.
It can. I told him, you don't need to change everything, just focus on adding this one simple step consistently at night. A few weeks later, his wife actually called me. She said she saw a new light in his eyes. He felt stronger, he was sleeping better, just carrying himself with more confidence.
That's wonderful.
It really is. Your body often responds faster than you think, building that positive momentum night after night. And that leads right into the question I always get. Okay, sounds good, but how long will it actually take? When will I feel a difference?
Right. After dealing with issues for potentially years, you want to know there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Understandably so. And the encouraging news is when you do this correctly, the right preparation, the right time, consistently your body often starts responding pretty quickly. The changes tend to build over weeks.
Okay, so what's a typical timeline look like?
Well, often in the first week, many men notice they're falling asleep a bit easier, maybe staying asleep longer, waking up feeling more rested. That improved sleep is often the first sign.
That alone would be huge for many.
Absolutely. Then, by the second or third week, that improved blood flow starts to become more noticeable. Erections might feel firmer, more dependable, and during the day, you might notice your energy feels lighter, less dragged down by fatigue.
Ah, so physical and energy benefits starting to show.
Exactly. This is often when men really start to feel, okay, something positive is happening here. Confidence starts to creep back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the fourth week and beyond, the transformation is often pretty undeniable for many. Intimacy might feel more natural, less stressful, stamina improves. You might find yourself enjoying activities you'd started avoiding.
That sounds like getting a piece of yourself back.
That's exactly how patients describe it, feeling like a part of their youth has returned.
Yeah.
Partners often comment on it too, noticing a renewed presence, more connection. It goes way beyond just the physical. It's about restoring dignity, joy, that feeling of being fully alive.
That's incredibly motivating. And while, everyone's body is different, results will vary.
Of course.
That timeline gives a real sense of something tangible to work towards. But even with this potential, you mentioned there are common mistakes that can kind of sabotage the whole thing.
Yes, unfortunately.
Mm.
Even with something as beneficial as beetroot, a few simple errors can really undermine its effectiveness. I've seen men miss out on the benefits because of these three common mistakes.
Okay, what should we be careful to avoid?
First, as we touched on, is overcooking. Boiling beets until they're really soft basically destroys those crucial natural nitrates. What's left won't give you the circulatory or calming benefits. Remember, light roasting or steaming is the way to go.
Got it. No boiling into mush.
Right. Second is pairing it with alcohol. Lots of guys enjoy a drink in the evening, and that's fine, but alcohol actually interferes with nitric oxide production.
Oh.
Yeah, it directly counteracts the positive effect you're trying to get from the beetroot. It's like taking one step forward and one step back.
Okay, so maybe have the drink at a different time or cut back if you're serious about this.
That would definitely maximize the benefits. And the third mistake is simply going overboard. Thinking more is better.
Right, if half a cup is good, maybe 2 cups is great.
Exactly that thinking. But too much beetroot can actually upset your stomach, cause digestive discomfort. And that makes it really hard to stay consistent, which is the most important part. A modest amount is truly enough.
So overcooking, mixing with alcohol, and having too much. Avoid those three.
Precisely. I remember one man, he wasn't seeing results. We talked and realized he was boiling his beets, having them with his nightly wine, and eating a huge portion. He adjusted, started steaming them, cut back the wine with dinner, measured out just a half-cup serving. Soon enough, he reported firmer erections, better sleep, more energy in the morning. It wasn't the beetroot failing him, it was the approach.
That makes perfect sense. Small adjustments, big difference.
And while beetroot on its own is fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually, well, you can boost its effects even more by combining it with other supportive nutrients.
Oh, interesting. Like giving it some helpers.
Exactly. Think of beetroot as the spark. It ignites better circulation, calms the body. But a spark needs, good wood and kindling to build a strong, sustained flame of vitality.
I like that analogy. So what's the kindling?
Well, other foods that complement and enhance what the beetroot is doing, for example, vitamin C. You find it in citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruit.
Okay.
Vitamin C helps protect that nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly in your body. So the improved blood flow you get from the beets actually lasts longer.
Ah, makes it more effective over time.
Right. Then there are leafy greens, things like spinach or arugula. They actually contain their own nitrates, so eating them along with beets kind of multiplies the effect.
Synergy.
Exactly. And finally, magnesium-rich foods, things like pumpkin seeds or almonds. Magnesium adds another layer of support for muscle relaxation, calming nerves, really paving the way for deep, uninterrupted sleep.
So maybe beets with dinner, some spinach on the side, and maybe an orange for dessert or some almonds later.
That would be a fantastic combination. I worked with a gentleman, early 70s, doing well with just the beets, but wanted to optimize. We added a handful of spinach to his dinner salads and a small orange afterwards. A few weeks later, he told me it felt like his entire system had opened up. Energy was lighter, erections firmer, sleep deeper than it had been in decades.
Wow. It really shows how working with nature, combining these elements intelligently, can lead to some pretty extraordinary results.
They really can.
And, thinking about all this, the science is fascinating, the practical tips are crucial, but the real impact, the reason this matters so much, goes deeper, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
This deep dive, it isn't just about a vegetable. It's not just about blood flow or sleep statistics. It's about what those things mean in the life of a man over 60, over 70. When we talk about physical changes, we're also touching on those really core issues, maybe a subtle loss of identity, confidence slowly eroding, that quiet fear that maybe the best years really are gone.
It resonates deeply.
Yeah. Nights without good sleep, intimacy feeling uncertain, mornings starting with fatigue. These aren't just symptoms. They shape how you see yourself, how you feel about your place in the world.
The emotional cost of letting these things go unaddressed can be immense. I think back to a retired teacher, late 60s, who used the word invisible to describe how he felt.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It was. He loved his family, enjoyed his hobbies, but inside, he felt that spark was gone. As his sleep got worse, his erections less reliable, he started withdrawing. Not because he wanted to, but because he felt he had less to offer. That profound sadness when he said, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I've heard variations of that so many times. So many men carry that silent pain.
Yeah.
And that's why taking these steps, making these changes, matters so profoundly. You're not just improving physical health metrics. You're reclaiming your dignity. You're reclaiming your passion, your connection, your sense of being fully present and alive.
It's about regaining control.
Exactly. The beauty of a natural approach like this is that it puts control back in your hands. In a world where things can feel like they're slipping away as you age, this is something you can do. No need to rely solely on prescriptions that might have side effects or promises that don't deliver. You lean on nature, on consistency, on your own choices.
It's empowering.
Very much so. It's not about trying to magically turn back the clock 20 years. It's about living fully, right now, in the years ahead, with renewed confidence, renewed vitality. It's about proving to yourself that age doesn't have to diminish your ability to thrive.
That's a wonderful note to reflect on. We've really covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We certainly have.
From understanding those nighttime struggles as important signals from your body, to discovering beetroot as this, well, surprisingly powerful natural ally, to figuring out the right way to prepare it, use it consistently, and finally appreciating the really deep emotional impact reclaiming this vitality can have.
It connects all the dots.
It does. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I just want to leave you, our listener, with this thought. Tonight could genuinely be the start of your own renewal. It starts with a small, simple step, adding one vegetable the right way to your evening routine. That single step could open the door to stronger nights, brighter mornings, and just a deeper, more confident sense of yourself. Are you ready to take that step? to see how different life can feel when you give your body what it's been asking for.
And if this deep dive did resonate with you, if you found value here, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like this video. That helps more men over 60, over 70, find this information and realize they're not alone.
Yes, please do. And consider sharing this deep dive. Maybe with a friend, a brother, anyone in your life who might be facing these challenges, perhaps in silence. Your share could bring real hope, real solutions to someone who truly needs it.
We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Did this information resonate? Did it help? Your feedback is invaluable. It helps us create content that genuinely serves the Healthy Men 70+ community.
Thank you so much for joining us today on The Deep Dive.
Yes, thank you for listening.